morning, students. In previous lecture we have learnt about the properties of air. Today we are going to learn about the properties of water. Now students, we all know that water is found in three states, that is gaseous state, liquid state and solid state. In solid state we'll find ice, in gaseous state that is water vapor, and in liquid state the water which we are using in our daily needs. Now see student, water occurs in liquid state under ordinary conditions. Water is a fluid substance. It goes from one place to another place. It can flow. Water does not have its own shape but has a volume. Means students, suppose we'll take 1 liter of water, and if we'll pour that water into the bottle, it takes the shape of the bottle, but volume is not changed. It remains 1 liter only. If the same water will pour in the bucket, it takes the volume, takes the shape of that bucket, but the volume is not changed. 1 liter of water is remain 1 liter only. That means the water does not have its own shape but has a volume. It can pass through small holes or seep through very small gaps or cracks. Now see student, if we'll take the water and if we'll put it into the freezer, but before putting, what you need to do, you need to mark the water level. If we'll pour that water into the bottle, so what we need to do, mark the water level on the bottle, and if we'll keep this bottle in the freezer for making ice, after 2 hours if we'll see that the water had changed into ice, if we'll note the level of the ice, we'll find that the ice level is higher than the water level before freezing. Whatever the marking of the water level before freezing is less than after ice, after converted into the ice. That means as water freezes to form ice, it expands and its volume increases. It expands and its volume increases. Now see student, again the second activity we'll do, we'll take some water into the bucket and we'll pour some things into the water. Now for example, pencil, rubber, scale, then skis, then spoon. If we'll pour these things into the water, what happens with these things? Some things are float on the water and some things are sink into the water. Means the things which are sink on the things which are float on the water, that things density is less than that of the water. That is why it floats on the water, and the things which sink in the water, their density is more than the water. That is why it sink in the water. Now if we'll pour the ice into the water, what will happen with it? Ice is lighter than water. When water freezes to form ice, it becomes lighter than the original liquid. When water freezes, that is when it transforms into the solid state, its volume increases. Therefore the density of ice is less than that of water. That is why the ice floats on water. Now see students, there is one topic given in your textbook, density of water. The interrelationship between the volume and mass of a substance is the space occupied by a substance is its volume, and the store of matter in a substance is its mass. Now density is equals to mass upon volume. In this way we can find out the density. Mass is measured in grams and volume is measured in cubic centimeter. Hence the unit of density is gram per cubic centimeter. Understood students? If the mass of 1 liter of water is 1 kilogram, then what is the density of that water? You need to find out. Okay. Now the next topic is that anomalous behavior of water. Now students, usually when the temperature of a substance is lowered, its density increases as the volume decreases. But water is an exception to this rule. What is the rule? That when the temperature of a substance is lowered, its density increases as the volume decreases. But in case of water, what happens? When its temperature is lowered, its density is decreases and volume increases. Isn't it? Now see, suppose we'll keep a glass full of water in the freezer for 5 or 10 minutes, Then take it out and observe it carefully. From which part in the glass does the water first start freezing? The density of water is peculiar. When water at normal temperature starts cooling, its density increases like that of most liquids. However, if its temperature falls below 4 degrees Celsius, its density starts decreasing. Means, see student, when the water is at normal temperature and when it starts cooling till 4 degrees Celsius, its density is increases. But when it passes through 4 degrees Celsius, means if the temperature is more than 4 degrees Celsius, then when 4 degrees Celsius, its density starts decreasing below the 4 degree Celsius. When the temperature is above the 4 degrees Celsius, the density is increases. But when it is below the 4 degrees Celsius, the temperature is below the 4 degrees Celsius, density starts decreasing. This means that the density of water is maximum at 4 degree Celsius, and below the 4 degree Celsius, if it is lowered, the temperature is lowered below the 4 degree Celsius, its density decreases and volume increases. It means that water expands when the temperature falls below 4 degree Celsius. Again I am telling, if the temperature is below the 4 degree Celsius, the density starts decreasing and volume starts increasing. And when the temperature is above the 4 degree Celsius, the density increases and volume is decreases, means the same one. Do you get my point? That is, the water expands when the temperature falls below 4 degree Celsius. This is called the anomalous behavior of water. What it is called as? It is called as anomalous behavior of water. Now students, next topic is that the solute, solvent and solution. Now what is the meaning of solute? Solute is the substance that dissolves. Solute is the substance that dissolves. Solvent is the substance in which the solute dissolves. Solute, the substance that dissolves. For example, salt. Solvent, the substance in which the solute dissolves. That is water. And solution, what we get when the solute dissolves in the solvent, is called as the solution. Means the mixture of solute and solvent is called as the solution. Understood? Now see students, when the salt dissolves in water, its particles spread in water. Slowly they become smaller and smaller. Ultimately they become so small that they cannot be seen. That is, they mix completely with water. This is what is called dissolving. This is what is called dissolving. Again I am repeating, solute, the substance that dissolves. For example, salt or sugar. Solvent, the substance in which the solute dissolves. For example, water. And the solution, whatever we get when the solute dissolves in the solvent, is called as the solution. I hope you get it. Now next topic is that the uses of water according to its properties, where we are using the water according to its properties, that we will see. Water is useful for water transport due to its fluidity. Water falling down from height is used to generate electricity with the help of a generator. That electricity is called as the hydroelectricity, which we'll get from the water. Second one, water is a good coolant and is used in motor vehicles to control the temperature of the engine. Third one, many substances are soluble in water. Water is a universal solvent because many substances are soluble in water. Water is used as a solvent in factories, laboratories, foodstuffs, and in various types of biological processes occurring in the body, such as digestion, excretion, etc. That is why doctor is telling us to drink the water more in the summer season. If you will drink the water more, your body will work very well. Water is useful for cleaning purpose, such as for bathing, washing clothes. So students, I hope you understood all the properties of water properly. Now whatever the homework is given, you need to complete that homework in your notebook. In next lecture, we'll learn about the soil and its properties.